Guys, welcome back to the post-game show wrap-up and analysis from myself, LD, and Gods. Gods, we just watched EG absolutely dismantle Tongfu. North American Dota lives on. The last Western hope lives to fight another day.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. EG, they not only dismantled Tongfu, like you said, they did it while entertaining, they did it while looking good, they did it with some well-executed strategies which, if they apply against LGD, they could have a good chance in the next round, I feel.
Yeah, and you know, in some ways, Tongfu and LGD are quite similar. Obviously, LGD's the better team. They have players who have accomplished more, at least recently. But at the same time, they're the two Chinese teams that have struggled a bit to adapt to this version. And also at times I feel the drafting above all else has really been the weak point for both of those teams. And for EG, it was their strength today. Obviously, Demon was sensational game one. HY played beautifully as the stand-in. And jeyo did a great job too. Overall, the whole team pulled together. EG played well. But for me, what really set them apart from Tongfu was the draft. Like you said, game two, they lost it in the draft. In game one, the lanes. They lost the lanes. The Prophet was beating Shadow Fiend mid. The Batrider was crushing Beastmaster bottom. And they held on versus the tri-lane. Everything pretty much, they did what they needed to. And for me, it came down to the drafts in both of those games. And that's a weak point for LGD.
It's amazing. I mean, it was both games it came down to the draft, but in different ways. Game one, it was the laning stage where EG were pretty much winning all three lanes. Game two, it was just, well, Tongfu had a decent laning stage, but once EG got rolling, Tongfu, where was the counter push? They just got too greedy with the Nature's Prophet pick. They didn't have any of those key defending heroes like the Jakiro, the Keeper of the Light. ES was even banned out as the last ban for EG, so they really knew exactly how they could just exploit the way Tongfu play and draft. So LGD, the thing is, LGD will watch this. They will see. They know what will be coming their way. I feel EG, Tongfu somewhat underestimated them, didn't prepare, hadn't seen this strategy come out before. Otherwise, they would have banned the DK. They would have maybe even banned the Omni Knight. So I think LGD will be much more prepared for versing EG. Before
we really look forward towards that match, let's take a moment here and check out some of the highlights from game number one of Tongfu versus EG.
Boy, there was a lot of them.
Oh, yes, there was. And let's get some audio as well.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And let's get a directed camera while we're at it. We're seeing why. We're seeing an absolutely dominating performance.
Of game one, yeah.
Net worth, and he's farming heroes.
I'd advise not using my camera on game one.
Although Demon may finally get brought down.
Unfortunately,
and nice raise by Hal.
Unfortunately, I quickly realized towards the end it was not on my camera.
maelk will get roared, maelk will get brought down, but Veronica in some trouble here. One more auto attack. Munchkin there to clean up the Maelstrom, not even on his hero. Can't kill jeyo. They haven't killed Demon yet. Finally, the lasso about a minute into this fight, and Moo is about to be kidnapped.
Yep, jeyo gets picked up by Queen of Pain. Couldn't toggle his armlet in time. Demon's not done though. He wants Moo. Moo's going high ground. Not going to help him. Demon finds himself. He's going to 1v3 this practically. Nature's Prophet's going to buy back and try to pick up some more kills. Demon, no flame break to stop that TP, but it's Hal who is going to take a fall. Demon picks up his 11th kill of the game. Triple kill. Mega. Demon's going in solo. What is he thinking? I don't know if this is the right decision from Demon.
Oh,
He's trying to make it work. There's the next bomb. He comes out. jeyo. He's picked up one. It's actually Batrider who's got both the kills, and jeyo who's now going to run for his life. Shadow Fiend ultimate. jeyo still trying to fight his way out of this one, but EG, the numbers are against them. It was the 2v5 play, and now it is Demon just ripping through Tongfu still. But he's still going to go down by the looks of things. Moo going to chase him with the scream. One more right click's all that's needed. Fear, short-lived for this world, I fear. And he goes down as well. Tongfu find two and may look to go push with this.
Around Veronica, Ghost Scepter can't keep him alive, dies to that life stealer. longdd does have the black hole. How so
Here
low?
Here comes hyhy. He's TP'd in, he's picked off two right off the bat. Even with Demon going down, EG are going to find these kills. hyhy triple kill. Big TP. So you're going to go out right into an ice path, and that is exactly how Tongfu wanted to engage. It's not going to be enough maybe with Demon buying back, and EG going to find themselves in a position where they're going to try sneak another racks at bottom lane. hyhy is going for the back door. Oh no, Tongfu just being spread too thin.
Call it, the Batrider is going to be banned next game. No way I see him getting through. If he does, they're going to have a much better matchup. Demon just had an easy time of it versus the Beastmaster. Well, guys, that was game one of EG versus Tongfu, and it was the shadow of the damn bat through and through. Lots of great plays from other players in that game on EG's side, but gods, I think when you play EG, you just ban Batrider. Am I wrong in saying that? It's a hero that a lot of teams ban anyway. I think versus this squad, you just go ahead and you ban it.
I think a lot of teams are banning it anyways, but against EG, without a doubt, ban it out. And then it forces them into that Chen style of play, which LGD will see coming. LGD, they love their early Keeper of the Light pick. I think we'll see Keeper of the Light almost certainly being picked up early in their next matchup. But EG, it literally was the Batrider. Nature's Prophet HY did really well against the Shadow Fiend at mid as well, and really was the clean-up hero. Mid to late game, they needed that DPS hero to finish people off because Lifestealer, he couldn't cut it because he was melee, he gets kited around. HY stepped up to the plate and just took down heroes late game as well. So just all around, EG had all their bases covered from start to finish.
I'm so glad you brought up the Keeper of the Light, and along with that, the Jakiro, those two supports that, boy, LGD has really been favoring them. We've seen Xiaowei playing an offlane Keeper of the Light. He's also played it as an offensive tri-lane support. They're very good about finding different ways to utilize the hero to suit the game. We've seen them doing clever stuff too, like low ground to high ground farming on the Radiant offlane position, from the river up into that big creep camp, which I have the Dota map open right now, but I think people who watch the game know what I'm talking about. And come mid-game, your push isn't as scary, your death ball not as easy to break over the top. Then you need something like a pipe, which means you're not farming the quick BKB, you're not getting the quick assault cuirass, and, well, if LGD draft properly, I agree with you, EG's going to have to come up with something different. That's assuming LGD does their homework. Tongfu did it today, you made a tweet about it, and boy, were they punished for it. We're at a point now where I would love to show you guys the Game 2 highlights. Unfortunately, Dota TV is taking forever and a day to download them. So, guys, I think it's a good time. Let's step into our playoff brackets now and talk about what's in store for us tomorrow. It's going to be Orange versus MUFC, an all Southeast Asian matchup. The two last representatives from that region. The good news is because they're playing each other, we're guaranteed to see someone, not only from Southeast Asia, but someone from Malaysia slipping into this Final Four.
And it's a big grudge match. These two teams have been the two top dogs in Malaysia for a long time. They've had a lot of back-and-forth battles. There's been a lot of rivalry, a lot of sort of drama coming up every now and then with player reshuffles as well, with different stories you hear about how they're just trying to make sure that one of them wins the next big LAN tournament. And neither team is really the kingpin there. They've won about half the tournaments apiece. It's a big, big match tomorrow, though. G1 League. This is kind of, after TI2, this is the biggest deal for these two teams. So we'll see who comes out on top, and I'm really excited for it. MUFC, they've had some moments of absolute brilliance, and I think it'll be a really close match.
And we talked about it yesterday, too, is in some ways this is MUFC's international because they didn't actually go to the last one. So for them, it's a new lineup as well. They definitely have something to prove, I think, to the world, to their fans, that they should have been at that tournament, that they could have made some waves there. Yeah, even if they didn't win the whole thing, I don't think anyone would have expected that. If it's one match, it's so close to being at that LAN finals, and once you get there, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're in the money, even if you finish last, once you get to the LAN finals.
Yep. I think fourth place is something like $5,000 or $6,000.
It's pretty good.
But most of the prize money goes to first and second. I think first is around 26,000, second's around 13,000, and third and fourth is around 5,000 to 7,000. So it's pretty good. It pretty much covers the cost of your trip. Even if you walk away pretty much breaking even in terms of your cost, it's worth it just for the experience. And hey, there's a good chance you maybe earn some more prizes. That's EG playing on equal pings if they get there. So you kind of think, okay, EG are then versing IG, DK, Orange, maybe MUFC, and won't stand a chance. But it's like, wait a second, they no longer have this ping disadvantage. If they beat LGD and get there, suddenly they're playing on level terms, and hey, who knows?
It's anybody's game once you get to LAN, and you've talked about it. A lot of these players, especially from Orange, sort of rise to the occasion at LAN, and I think that's true for pretty much every team left in the event. EG, also a veteran LAN team, well-traveled, one of the most well-traveled teams. I mean, especially outside of China, but even compared to the Chinese teams, they have definitely made their rounds in years past in Dota 1, in Dota 2, and not just in the Western Hemisphere, but over in China, over in Southeast Asia at SMM as well. So they're a team that, has had some experience, and they definitely could be in a good position if they get there. Orange and MUFC, same for them. So that's what we have to look forward to tomorrow is Orange versus MUFC. Guys, I think it's time for, well, some predictions for that match. What are you expecting from these teams? Is it going to be close? Is one of them going to run away from it? What's your prediction for tomorrow?
Well, what do you think? I don't know.
Oh, God's dodging the question.
Last time, I'm just going to keep talking about last time because I have no idea what's going to happen this time. Last time, MUFC beat Orange 2-0 in the finals of the Alienware tournament. The time before that, I don't know. I think MUFC beat Orange 2-1 in the ESWC Grand Finals for the qualifier, although neither team ended up going because it wasn't a tournament worth going to. And then the times before that was when Orange won. So I think it's time that Orange win one. If it kind of goes in a bit of a cycle, I think it's Orange's time to win one again. But I think MUFC are playing slightly better as a team. I mean, you've got ISIS as a stand-in, but Orange, I feel they just have too much of that star-studded roster. And
that's assuming he plays, which has been an issue for them in their last match. And KYXY, it's not. Some teams have backups or stand-ins who fit in well with the team. KYXY is a great substitute for someone like Mushi or Yamate. Sure, not as talented, not as well known, or as much of a clutch player, but plays a similar role and sort of slides in smoothly in that respect. He doesn't really fit in well for Ice. Now, I gotta figure he's gonna be playing this match. I'd be shocked if he doesn't, because it's their last shot at getting into the LAN finals. If you're not playing now, why the hell were you playing at all during this tournament? So Ice, if you're watching, you better be in that game, or I am gonna have legions of angry fans beating down the Twitter doors on you. But yeah, we'll see if he's there.
That's when your excuse for missing the last match is, oh sorry, I was busy playing a Heroes of Newest show match. You drop a level, but he's done amazing when he has played. He even actually co-casted the game with you, which was really entertaining and great to see him getting on board. But he's going to be a key player, and he's been playing that side lane solo pretty damn well. I mean, he's normally used to playing heroes like the Invoker in the mid lane, even playing more carry-based heroes. But he seems to have no issues switching over those roles.
Yeah, and he's played a great bounty hunter as well, which is an interesting hero in that match. You know, you talked about Orange versus MUFC, a grudge match. These two teams are pretty aggressive. Not necessarily MUFC more in the laning stage with the jungle play, whereas with Orange it more comes in the mid game once Mushi and Yamate get their items up. Once Extinct, if he's on Chen, gets his mech, can have 2 creeps. I feel like MUFC it's right away. You know, we'll see Link come out of the jungle at level 2 as an Enchantress, go for a smoke gank, go for an early kill. But they both are aggressive teams, and that's where a hero like Bounty Hunter or even Nature's Prophet, these could sort of be key heroes in the matchup. And that's actually something we should talk about, is what do you see as sort of the key heroes of this matchup?
Ooh, for MUFC, it's the strong laning heroes. I think and also, I mean, potentially the junglers for both teams. Extinct and Link, 2 of the top Southeast Asian jungle players. I'd say the 2 best. Extinct, I think, has been playing a lot more Chen lately. MUFC used to always run the Enchantress VS dual roaming strategy back in Dota 1, but that metagame kind of changed. They've been shying away from junglers, and except for the Enigma. They've ran the jungle Enigma a couple times. MUFC, they love their Enigma, their win runners. Trying to think. I mean, you've got Sharky playing heroes like Slaughter every now and then as well, and then you've got your solo mid player Hyhy, who loves to shine on heroes like Templar Assassin, and Rubik as well has been sort of his go-to hero. I believe he played Rubik in both games in their win against Flash, I want to say.
I'm not sure if Orange will give that away.
At least one of them.
But if they do, it could be a huge hero in the matchup. Yeah, I think you nailed it with it, and I guess for me, out of everything you talked about, the jungle play is what excites me most about this matchup. Extinct is, to me, the best jungle player in Asia and one of the premier players in the world. On Chen, we don't really see him play much Enchantress. I'm sure it's respectable. It's just Orange love the Chen because they pick these aggressive solos, aggressive farmers who push, who want to tower dive, go for kills. You know, Mushi on his Queen of Pain, Mushi on his Templar Assassin, Yamate on heroes like Leshrac, or in some cases Naga Siren we've seen him play. What makes that engine go, what makes that clock tick, is Extinct getting Chen, getting an early mechanism, getting an early Hand of God, so that when they tower dive, when they're split pushing, instead of dying, they live with 100 HP. They get the kill and turn the fight around. So for me, I think Extinct is really sort of the engine driving this team, and we'll see if he can make it work for Orange. At the same time, on the side of MUFC, it's an interesting storyline, right? It's this up-and-coming carry player in Hyo who had what used to be very big shoes to fill with Nick or Silvercross. You know, like you said, hasn't played as much in a while, and that's a big reason why he got replaced. But so far, he's filled those shoes pretty admirably.
Yeah, he really has, and it's going to be a really nice matchup with him against Mushi in that mid lane, and a lot's going to come down to hero selections. I'd be surprised if we don't see at least one Templar Assassin tomorrow by one of those two players, quite likely be banned out in a lot of those games, with heroes like Rubik, Batrider almost being at must-ban status. Then, hey, I think we'll see a Tempo Assassin tomorrow. We'll see some Chen play coming out from either Extinct or Ling, maybe both. Enigmas will be coming in. It's really going to be exciting to see what the two teams can come up with. And it's probably a bit of Bounty Hunter as well mixed in there. I mean, just such a popular offlane hero. Although MUFC don't run much themselves, and I think we'll see some aggressive tri-lane, some gimmick. They ran Lycan as well. That's something we could always see come out. Lycan being used again. I think MUFC, even Orange, have been known to use this hero as a strong early game push strat kind of use for him.
Right, and that's you know, that's where we even see the cheeky stuff like Shadowblade on the Prophet today. We could see a Shadowblade like a lot of these Southeast Asian players. I think more of the Pinoys in Dota 1, but we have seen it from, I want to say it was from MUFC at times, where they go for the split push, and that's generally how both teams win their games, is in the mid-game, really strong solo individual play, hero killing from Ohio, from Ken, for MUFC, and then of course for Orange, you know, from Yamate and Mushi, so it's kind of an interesting dynamic, and we could see a lot of fencing, but I think we're going to see a lot more punches being landed in this match than, you know, with the Chinese teams, where they're so good at evading and finding the correct fights that we can have an epic 90-minute game with DK and ldD. Orange and MUFC a little bit more bold, a little bit more aggressive, and perhaps not quite as pristine with their late game decision making. The good news for the viewers, though, is that makes the games incredibly entertaining.
Yeah, MUFC more your aggressive early game style strategy. Orange will be looking to sort of farm up heroes like Mushi, who plays the solo mid role. He sort of turns himself into a bit of a carry or semi-carry player. They've had Yamato and heroes like Chaos Knight. So I think late game decision making for Orange is going to be crucial. They didn't. I mean, you mentioned MUFC not having the best sort of decisions in the late game. Orange are the same thing. They got really ahead against IG in both games, but it came down to great individual skill, great laning, but they couldn't, when push came to shove, it was IG outplaying them, outmaneuvering them, and I think that's something that both these teams may struggle with a bit here.
All right, we've talked through the key points to this match, the key heroes. We've talked about the difference in styles, the difference in this match dynamic versus the other ones. Gods, are you ready to be a man and make a prediction?
Oh wow, that's what you asked me about 15 minutes ago. I feel like I'm further away from making prediction. I'm going to go with 2-1. Because that's about as vague as I can get to. I don't know. I think a Malaysian team's going to win.
You are the ballsiest man on the planet, my friend. All right, I'm going out on a limb here. I'm just going to say that MUFC take it in a shocker, a clean 2-0 sweep on the back of that Ohio Rubik, on the back of some really aggressive jungle play from Ling. And I may be wrong, but at least I go down with the ship like a man. And on that note, we actually have our highlights ready for the second match of EG versus Tongfu. So guys, thank you all very much for tuning in. We're going to run these highlights, and then we'll look forward to tomorrow. This is pretty much it for the post-game. Just going to let you guys know when the match is as the highlights go. Guys, enjoy the highlights. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Going to take a couple right clicks. Magic Wand is there as well. Demon here to help out hyhy, and it's Nightstalker who actually goes.
He said split push, long-term game, and getting a Midas going for more of the farming profit, less of a team fight, supportive kind. That's going to help you if you can weather the storm. Deny, not going to be hit by Hal. We're back into game number 2. Wards everywhere and in the right spots too.
Yeah, and Tongfu are going to try and find an opening at the top lane. Chen Heal trying to keep Jeyo alive, but here comes the backup for Jeyo. Takes out Queen of Pain. Veronica on the run, and he's got Magic Wand. He needs to pop that to get his next windwalk off. Jeyo, the counter gate's coming. Move finally getting involved. Finds himself helping out at this top lane, but DK, hyhy just too tanky in the front lines. He's going to take out longdd, and EG, they're not done.
Back, hyhy has the ult, could look for a Dragon Tail instead.
Oh,
it's the back lines. Oh, Veronica's so screwed. Pulled back in. They're fighting under the wards, and damn it, gods, they just won't die.
They don't even care. Those wards have been up the entire fight. The fight hasn't moved away from them, but EG just kind of shrugging it off.
Listen, they do so, but now they have to deal with Munchkin. maelk still alive, is tracked up, probably going to drop soon. maelk brought down, now onto Demon. EG just getting picked off. They don't get racks. They take tons of damage on their own. Questionable to only send one hero back and leave the longdd sprout onto Fear. Nice job, but the Fear 4 staffs away. Not exactly where he wanted to go, but the split earth will hit. Now longdd in tons of trouble. The heal bomb. to bring him down. And meanwhile, jeyo finds
farm, but Blink Dagger up really fast in a game where Tongfu are playing on the back foot, and HY, he gets caught out, trying to hide in some trees, so both teams, I mean, sansheng getting caught out in position.
longdd, TP was cancelled, I believe. In comes Fear. Fear with the repel on him doing some good damage. longdd probably going to drop to this. The bottom lane being pressured by Shadow Shaman. Not fast enough. Veronica running all the way around towards that bottom lane. BKB, TP out. He'll survive, but they do give up 2 kills, and this may...
How do they kill anyone? With Chen heals, repels, Omni Knight heals the stun. It's just a well-rounded EG lineup. A huge death ball army.
And this is that insane chasing power within the team fight that we talked about. It's Munchkin and jeyo just pulling heroes back in, breathing that nasty blue crap all over them. The goo, the flame breath, whatever the hell you want to call it. I guess blue fire. Well, guys, those were the highlights from game number 2. EG move on. That's today's result. 2-0 victory for them. We're done for today's broadcast. That's the wrap-up. That's the post-game analysis. I'm LD. Of course, he's Gods. If you enjoyed our casting, if you enjoyed the post-game, if you enjoy what Beyond the Summit is bringing to you, don't forget to follow us. Click that follow button for the stream. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Facebook, twitter.com/ggnetgodz. Facebook, twitter.com/ldDOTA. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and now we look forward towards tomorrow. It's an all-Malaysian showdown, Orange versus MUFC. It's going to kick off at 20 SGT. Gods, any final words for the viewers before we sign off for today?
I think that's it from me. It's been a lot of fun. We're finally getting near the end of this G1 League tournament, and it's been absolutely fantastic. So thanks everyone who does support us. If you want to go that extra mile, we do love everyone who does subscribe to the stream. It is our one and only source of income, pretty much, and that's how we stay afloat. So huge support to you guys. The viewership has been great, and more than anything, the teams and the matches have been fantastic. So I hope you guys are enjoying them as much as we are.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't say, if you enjoyed what EG brought to the table, you should be following them as well on Twitter. It's twitter.com/JeyoStyle, Fear Dota, Dota Demon, the maelk, and beyondthesummit, who wasn't here today. I don't think hyhy has a Twitter. If he does, someone can post it in the chat. But, of course, twitter.com/evilgeniuses. I believe Tongfu has a Facebook, which should be facebook.com/Tongfu, maybe Tongfu Dota. But you can check that out, search for it if you'd like. Unfortunately, the Chinese players don't have Twitters or Facebooks yet. Hopefully they will soon. Hopefully we can convince them to get some, even if it's just their fans or someone who speaks English, updating and communicating for them. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow at 20 SGT when Orange versus MUFC kicks off. By the end of tomorrow's action, we'll know the third of those 4 teams that are going to be attending the LAN finals, where $53,000 and tons of awesome Dota action awaits. Thanks for watching, guys. This is LD and Gods, signing off.